What's up, YouTube? It's the Ultimate Fragrance Runner here, and I'm bringing you my list of my most complimented fragrances of 2017, and it's coming right up. So 2017, what an amazing year it's been. It's been a long one and rough at some points, but overall it's been a pretty good year, especially for the fragrance world as a whole. We got a ton of new releases, and fragrances have become much more available than ever, with it ever expanding through the internet and becoming more easily available and affordable through retailers and such. It's just overall becoming a much more connected world and a much bigger platform for people to get together, converse, grow, and all sorts of good stuff. So here's looking back to a good year. It's been rough at some points for a lot of us, me included, but if you had a bad year, that's all right, as long as you don't reflect too much on it. But to get back on track, this is my list of my most complimented fragrances for 2017, and what a way to finish off the year. So without further ado, here's the list. So at number 10, we're gonna kick it off with a fragrance that I had an absolute blast with this year, and that's gonna be Rochas Man. And wow, what a fantastic fragrance. It's very seductive, very sensual. It's creamy with that fruity raspberry note in there to give it that slight bit of sweetness in it. And it just gets the job done when you're looking to, a date night fragrance, something to bring warmth and sensuality to a meeting, and definitely, end the night on a good note. It is a very alluring scent. It will grab attention, and especially when you wear it confidently, people are just more drawn to it. It's a win-win situation. You can't just spray this and expect to get love, but when you do and you do it right, you are gonna get so much love. And throughout 2017, it has gotten me so much love. So taking in the number 10 spot, we got Rochas Man. And taking in the number 9 spot, we got one that wasn't really my favorite, but it got a lot of love when I wore it, so I just kept spraying it, and that's Bulgari's Aqua Amara. And wow, what a fantastic summer scent this was. It just made full advantage of the heat, and it's citrusy accords. It's just so good. You get that smooth tangerine in there, and it really hits the mark in terms of being like just a straight up citrus fragrance that is not too overwhelmingly sharp or strong. It sits very nice on the skin, and it gets a lot of love, especially when you're walking by people, you're outside, and that sun is taking its effect on your skin, and the chemistry and the fragrance is breathing off of you. It just creates a fantastic orchestra of this beautiful fragrance right here that just keeps breathing and pumping off you. It's a melody that drives you throughout the day, and that is Aqua Amara. It gets a lot of compliments, gets a lot of love, and it's made so many fun memories this year. So number 9 spot, Aqua Amara. And taking in the number 8 spot, we got Carolina Herrera's 212 Sexy, and it lives up to the name, guys. This is indeed my replacement for Jean Paul Gaultier's La Male, because it's pretty close to that, but it is just so smooth, so sensual. It gets a lot of love for a night out, or even sometimes for the daytime when it's colder out. It gets love wherever you splash it. It's not so over offending. It's light and subtle, but still smooth, and has that vanilla touch in there with a little bit of spice and the aromatics to just get that depth in there that people are gonna keep breathing into you. Once they already initially smell it, they're gonna be like, oh wow, what is that? Okay, oh wow, that's really good. They're gonna keep trying to identify what it is that they love about your scent, and this thing, it just keeps people on their toes, to sum it up. But throughout the course of the year, it's gotten so much love. It gets a lot of compliments in terms of night outs. It really was just a very classy, elegant, smooth, lady killer kind of scent that, it wasn't too try hard. This wasn't in your face sweetness. This wasn't in your face spice. This was just cool, calm, collected, good, fresh smelling spice, vanilla, bliss. It was awesome. It got a lot of compliments and a lot of love, so it's taking the number 8 spot, Carolina Herrera's 212 Sexy. And taking in the number 7 spot, we got one that's become a personal favorite of mine, and that's Montblanc's Skywalker. And this one I really got into when Individual was getting a lot of steam, because I tried Individual, I fell in love with it too, but I saw Starwalker and Presence alongside it, at the store I worked at, so I kind of didn't give it much attention. but eventually it was on sale, so I decided to pick up Star Walker, and I never ended up regretting it. This became my bare minimum fragrance, my base mode fragrance, my casual wear fragrance when I didn't want to use with my better stuff, but I didn't want to try too hard, but I did want to spray something on. And it was just a success all around the board. You know, it was not the best performing fragrance, it's not the best smelling fragrance, but for your casual day-to-day, you know, affordability, budget-friendly fragrance, this was just amazing. And it got so many compliments that I cannot underestimate or understate it enough that this thing gets love. This is a very, very good fragrance to use just to not use up your better stuff and get a lot of compliments and budget friendly in the wallet. So for that reason, it's taking in the number 7 spot, Montblanc's Skywalker. And taking in the number 6 spot, we got one that's another favorite of mine, but my bottle's almost out and it's breaking my heart, and that's Terre de Hermes. And this fragrance is pretty much like Aqua Amara's sexier older brother. It's what you want to wear when you want to, you know, step it up a notch. Like if this was your base mode right here, and this was you going Super Saiyan, this is Super Saiyan 2 right here. You're stepping it up a notch. You know, you're going up there on the scale, on a higher tier right there. This is a sharper fragrance. This is a sexier fragrance. This is a man's fragrance right here, and you gotta wear this around a more grown, mature crowd. Do not wear this around kids, anything like that, because, you know, it's sharper, so they may not appreciate it as such. And when I worn it in the occasions that it called for, it just hit the mark every time. It was a success. It was a winner. Terre de Hermes. It's a fragrance that people will take you seriously with. It'll smell good and sharp and grown and mature and sexy, and that's what you're looking for in a fragrance, especially a daytime fragrance, you know, with offers, meetings, and all that good stuff. Terre de Hermes is perfect for that. So taking in the number 6 spot, Terre de Hermes. Taking in the number 5 spot, we got one that's also became a quick favorite of mine. I got it, you know, a couple months ago, and it got so much love. It was ridiculous. This thing pretty much defined the end of the year for me, along with another fragrance on this list, but that's gonna be CH Man Privé. And oh boy, I love this fragrance so much. Like, it's just been a blast to wear, and everywhere I worn it, it gotten so much love that it's ridiculous that I have not gotten it sooner, but I love it so much. I had an opportunity to buy it at the end of the year last year, but I didn't, and then I regretted it, and then I got it close to the end of the year this year, you know, probably like back in October. But it is still fantastic. It is just amazing. It gets all the love in the world. It is just a sexy fragrance to wear. It's not too overwhelming. It's sweet and alluring. You know, it's a sexy nighttime fragrance for men that you could rely on every time to get you love. And this thing gets compliments by the buckets. It's like as soon as, you know, I started wearing it, you know, I'll get that occasional compliment day to day. But when I wore CH Man Privé, it was almost like instantly, you know, it was like a trigger was put on, and people really, really love this stuff, you know. It just like, I haven't gotten any bad, I've gotten 0 bad reviews or feedback on this fragrance. I haven't gotten even a, that's all right, you know. Everybody loved this fragrance, at least so in my circle, my zone, my perception of the world, everybody loves this fragrance. It is a good one, and it's taking in the number 5 spot. It may be higher, but you know, I haven't ran it as long as the others, but I'm absolutely in love with this fragrance. I adore it. CH Man Privé, number 5, well deserved so. And I could talk about this fragrance all days, but you know, let's move on. Taking in the number 4 spot is a fragrance that you guys know, you guys love, or you guys hate. I don't know what the deal is right now with this fragrance. I don't know what the common consensus is right now. It pretty much is that some people still love it and swear by it, but other people won't touch it because it was reformulated. Taking in the number 4 spot, YSL's La Nuit de Léon. And remember, this is a most complimented list, so this is not personal opinion. This is just what got the most compliments throughout the year. And YSL's La Nuit just does not fail to do its job in that, especially around girls, especially with the nightlife. This is arguably like the most reliable nighttime fragrance to count on, especially for a first impression, you know, with a girl, with a group of people. So you could be taken seriously, you won't, you know, put anybody off. You know, this is not an off-putting scent. It's not by any means, you know. This is another one that I think I've gotten maybe 1 bad reaction from, but for the most part, everybody loves it, you know. And in stores from customers, you know, when I sell this thing, it always becomes an instant hit because apparently, like, not a lot of people in the casual fragrance world really know too much about La Nuit de Léon. It's, you know, mainly it's talked about, it's famous on the internet, is what I'm trying to say. It's famous on the internet, but the casual fragrance goer doesn't know too much about this fragrance. So there is still room for this fragrance to expand and, you know, its common perception. But for the most part, it is just so good and fantastic that, you know, even after a reformulation, it is still amongst my most complimented fragrances. So sticking in the number 4 spot because it got a ridiculous amount of love this year. So number 4, YSL's La Nuit de Leon. And then taking in the number 3 spot, we got a fragrance that I absolutely went hard with. I went ham with it. I went to town with it. I would not stop using this thing when I got it. I put aside all my other fragrances and I was like, no, this thing is the one I'm running. And that is Jean Paul Gaultier's Ultra Male. This thing got so much buzz over the internet and I got so hype about it that I blind bought it. I had no idea what I was getting into and I was like, oh snap. This thing is fresh, spicy cotton candy in a bottle. I don't know if I could work with that. So I ran it. The first thing that impressed me was its performance. You know, you get easy 9 to 12 hours out of it, ranging on like, you know, what you do that day and such and how you spray. But you get some beastly monster performance out of it. But what really kept me coming back to it was the compliments that it got. This thing was a wowzer, and that's the reaction I would get from people, was like, wow, what is that? Oh my God. And this bottle is meant to define that manly essence you're supposed to embody when you wear this fragrance, because, you know, you are trying to be seductive, you are trying to, you know, seduce, you are trying to attract attention. You cannot wear this fragrance and be a slut to the club, you know. Nah, you gotta wear this and go hard with it. You gotta wear this, stand tall, stand proud of who you are, and you will get so much love. You will draw so much people, so much compliments. It's gonna become easy. It's gonna become second nature to you. You're gonna speak that language. It's another one that I may need to stop selling it. Just take my word for it. It is one of my most adored fragrances, especially this year. Had so much good times with it, so much love, so much compliments. Number 3 spot, Jean Paul Gaultier's Ultra Male. The number 2 spot right here, this is the one right here that pretty much became my signature scent as soon as I got it. And it really is just, it's not the best fragrance once again, it's not the worst fragrance, but it is my favorite fragrance, and that is Versace's Dylan Blue. And this guy is a monster. This thing has gotten me some of the most outspoken, enthusiastic, energetic compliments of any fragrances in my collection. It was not breaking the bank, it was not trying too hard, it was just a fragrance that hit the bullseye perfectly. And pretty much the best way to push this bottle, it's Dior Sauvage and Bleu de Chanel mixed together in one. That was Versace's answer. That's Versace's, you know, way to kind of compete in that market now. And they succeeded because seriously, it's just so budget friendly. It gets so much love, so much compliments. It's new. It's a new kind of like, you know, thing. It's not the typical citrus fresh scent that everybody's used to, but it's, you know, it's just so amazing and multi-purpose. One of the reasons why I get so much compliments this year is because I was able to use it for any occasion. It really caught me by surprise because I didn't have any expectations at all. I just kind of saw Versace, heard it was competing with Sauvage and Bleu de Chanel, and thought, oh, you know, it's just, you know, it'll be all right. But I had an absolute blast with it. The Ambroxan note in there is just perfect to me. It's not too over-offending, and I can splash this thing on and know I'm good to go any day, any time of the day, any time of the week. You know, let's get it. Taking in the number 2 spot, the powerful, the ultimate, my favorite, Versace Dylan Blue. Alright guys, so the number 1 fragrance on this list, the most complimented fragrance in my fragrance collection for 2017 is going to be Armani Code Profumo. And wow, this was the bar setter, not just for me, but for everybody else around me, because this was the fragrance that most people close to me were saying things like, hey, so all those fragrances, you know, you're always so good smelling and everything like that, but that fragrance that you wear is amazing. You know, everybody was pretty much saying that this was like the best or their favorite fragrance from my collection. It's gotten so many compliments, you know, and in stores I put so many customers onto this one because it is such a winner. It gets so many compliments. You don't even have to try that hard, you know, just splash it. Even when it's stuck on a shirt or your coat from the next day and, you know, you don't even spray anything on, it could still be smelled, and it's still, even that gets compliments. When I put on my jacket and it has the smell from Code Profumo, normal. The next day of, that gets compliments. Like, this thing is a compliment magnet. It's a compliment winner. It's a compliment getter. It is just a winner in anyone's fragrance collection. It will do the job. It will get the love you want. This thing gets the most compliments every time. You know, no question asked. Just splash it on. Somebody's gonna love it. Somebody's gonna be wowed by it and amazed. And it gets the #1 spot for that reason. To end the year off and to kick it into 2018, Armani Code is the ultimate compliment getter. So that's the list, guys. Definitely hope you enjoyed. Once again, what an incredible year it's been. 2017 is about to end, but 2018 is around the corner, and we're definitely looking to bring you more content. Since I joined this channel, one of my missions has been to bring you fragrances that, you know, you may want to see talked about more, and maybe just haven't seen in general. Expand the perception a little bit, you know, draw out some information, some helpful tips. So definitely looking to bring you guys more of that in the new year that's to come. But in the meantime, I'm signing off. I'm wishing all of you guys to stay blessed and safe in the year that is to come. I'm hoping all your goals and dreams, you know, you guys put forward, you guys work hard, make it happen. You know, we're all gonna pump it up. We're all gonna have a good year. We're all gonna do big things. So let's take it there. So this is the Fragrance Runner signing off now, wishing you guys all to stay fresh.